on a rainy night and decided to boot up Arknights until all the stages were gone except one, so I carelessly played them. And all my operators were dead and had black eyes and blood coming out of their sockets. I brushed it off as a glitch. I clicked the stage and I could only use gears because actually had hyper-realistic eyes and started crying hyper-realistic gears. Fucking kill me. And I started, as I put her in the stage, it was normal except each time you killed an enemy, blood came out. I yet again brushed it off as a glitch until the crown slayer came. She then started speaking to me, crying for help. I was scared and frightened by this and decided to take a break. As I logged out of Arknights, my assistant screamed for help. I then shortly decided to tell my friends about it on Discord. I didn't drink anything before this, so I'm sorry if I sound like shit. So I then decided to tell my friends on Discord about it, except all their PFPs were black with Kalsit in there, and all they did was say, "We're gonna kill you, bagel tard. Play the game. Play the game." In the moment of not knowing what to do, I went back on our Arknights. As I boot up the game, my assistant was hanging and dead. They didn't even say anything. My assistant was pudding, by the way. That's very important. I didn't play the stage with Cruz again, and then I got to CS Boss. She had a ton of health and dodged, and she kept going into the blue box. I decided to use my M1 Enforcer. He was perfectly fine until he was crying and bleeding after every attack. And I think CS put him in. I think pushed CS into the hole, and I heard a terrifying scream. I beat the stage. My drops were hearts and organs. Being terrified is like this, I decided to roll in the recent banner, except all the banner's operators were dead and bleeding. I rolled once and got a 6-star in my first pull. It got Kalsit. Feeling lucky, I decided to roll again until I got Kalsit. The gang gave me a 10x roll, except they had a smiley face on it. I did it again, except all of them were Kalsit. The game then gave me another one, so I rolled again. It was Kalsit. Then the game gave me another one, so it was Kalsit. It was Kalsit. Then the game gave me another one, but I wouldn't fall for it again. I decided to roll another one. Despite not having, I got Kalsit again. I heard her laughing and cackling. I knew I was being made fun of, so I went back to story and played the second stage. It was normal until the boss was great throw, and then multiple other bosses spawned. I didn't know what to do. It was a hard stage, so I logged off and I went to my friends who were caught by Kalsit and asked for help. And they said, "We're gonna kill you, bagel tart. Use my Ling S3 M3 on support." So then I decided to check my friends. My support units were all Kalsit, even the first one. And all my friends' operators PFPs were Kalsit, except one had a long Ling. So I decided to Ling it to him and was successful until I got to Greta, who shoots so fast everyone died. And that was when Kalsit came behind her and killed her. The skin covered in blood and guts. It was a horrible sight. I then decided to see what skins were in the shop until all the skins were gone, which was odd because an event was going on. So I decided to play the next stage, and it was Amiya this time. Amiya as a boss. Amiya then screamed for help, and I told me to stop, but I had to play in order to beat it. She killed everyone with ease with her true damage, so obviously she's using a CS3. I knew I had to just tire her out until it was infinite duration. How was I going to beat her now? My mind raced back and forth. Eventually gave up, knowing why I couldn't save my favorite occurrence. I accepted defeat until a deployment slot filled with only Kalsit. So I then deployed Kalsit and deployed another Kalsit. And then I wondered if I could deploy another Kalsit, so I did. There one place I wouldn't have that I thought would be good for Kalsit, so I put her there. And Kalsit could be lonely, so I deployed another Kalsit. The entire station is just Kalsit. So then I deployed all monsters. Monster then chopped the beast half and rolled across the screen as Kalsit left. I knew this wasn't Kalsit. It was Kalsit.Exe. I knew I couldn't just sit there and take it. I took my phone and threw it, and then I went to sleep. I then decided to my mom's boyfriend's husband's phone. I contacted the CEO, and as I tried to email, the screen glitched. I knew I couldn't use my mom's boyfriend's husband's phone anymore, so I went back home. I looked at my bed, only to find sheets of my bed with Kalsit.Exe on them, and my covers were Kalsit.Exe, and the walls were Kalsit.Exe. I turned on my TV and it played with the YouTube channel called EXE Kalsit. Kalsit? What was that? What did I mean by this? Her entire channel was just videos of her victims. My Arknights operator screaming for help and freedom. I knew this was no longer just a game. I had to say putting Arknights from this demon. I went to the backyard, found my phone. I went back inside to fight. I didn't know I had to contact the CEO now. So open up Twitter to see all the Arknights accounts for Kalsit.Exe fan pages, Kalsit.Exe merch. I checked the official Twitter account only to find a Mia with no head. Kalsit.Exe struck again. I think I decided to check the most recent post and it was just help, save me. And everyone in the replies was just sending shitty AK memes and Mr. Rhodey. I privately messaged the Arknights official account and told that I can save her. And all she said was, you chopped my head off. I hate you. I apologized and begged for forgiveness and told her I was forced. She didn't listen. Then blocked me until Kalsit.Exe made an account and had 1 million followers. She said, Mwahaha, I killed the Mia. I will take over the world and will kill everyone. So there was no way I could let her get away with this. So I then decided to go to the Arknights headquarters. I went in and everyone was dead. I went all the way to the tower and saw Kalsit.Exe at the top, and the sky suddenly turned into the red smoke thing Monster does when you use S3. And then a monster came from the sky and destroyed cities and ate people. And then, you cannot keep going, Kalsit.Exe. I'll kill you. Kalsit.Exe turned around with Hamiya eyes. Her eyes were gouged out and it was dripping blood. I then told her to open the service and 1v1 me, bitch. Kalsit.Exe then stopped everything and gave me a week to prepare for the revenge that she was planning. Kalsit.Exe event went live. I checked skin and everyone was dead. Everyone had a skin except Cutter. But instead of OP, you had to get it with skulls. After all that, I did check if new operator had voice. I did. Everyone's voice resounded than screaming, dying. Worst of all, Platinum had her old voice back. I decided to check monitors. Everyone had a monitor that each time they get hit, they scream in agony. So I then decided to check if there were any new op records, and only Amiya had one, and it was her brutally dying. Her head was cut off, and then she spoke gibberish. I decided to see the Paradox name and noticed Spectre had went Scotty. I played it. It was Spectre chopping her head off. I played Scotty, and it was her chopping her head off. I had a panic attack just watching. I didn't even get any randoms out of it. So I then decided I got a free 10x roll on the banner event, and it was the banner. It had a new 6-star, 10-star. It was Kalsit.Exe, and the 6-star was Headless Amiya. I used one free 10x roll on this side, and instead of the badge, it was Omaya's head for a split second. I opened the bag and it was red like blood. I opened the bag to see what I got, and it was 5-star Clown Star. She had been humiliated Clown Slayer, by Kalsit.Exe. I tried to investigate Clown Slayer, but it wouldn't let me. She just sat there and cried. I knew I couldn't just let this go any further, so I decided to play the event. The enemies where my operators were dead. They were walking. I wanted to get by quick, so I used Chalter Inserter. I got by easy until the final stage. The final stage was Kalsit.Exe. The stage was hard, and each time I lose I lose one in my head, so I couldn't exactly if I wanted to. And kept Kalsit.Exe. It was strong, so I kept spawning in. Then it happened. I beat the stage. Kalsit.Exe had finally been defeated, and they saved Arknights. The end. Ooh.